Here's how to apply a non-destructive cross dissolve between two clips in TVPaint. So let's say you have an animatic or you have several animation scenes that are broken up into different clips, and at one point you want to add a traditional cross dissolve between the two clips or the two scenes. So right now, the way you have to do that is by combining the two clips. So right now I have this one labeled scene 1, and this is scene 2. The way these would play right now is it would just play to the end of scene 1 and cut to scene 2. But I want a cross dissolve indicating a passage of time. So the way you do that is decide where you want to have your cross dissolve and then merge those two clips. Right here, you click on this, and now you've got the layers from scene 2 are inside of scene 1's timeline. And I've already labeled mine clearly, so it's easy to see which one is scene 1 and which one is scene 2. So I want to do a 24 frame cross dissolve. So scene 1 ends at frame 96, so I'm going to go back to frame 72, which is where I want my cross dissolve to start. Select all of the layers from scene 2 and just extend those back, real simple. So now I have this 72 frame area. This is where my cross dissolve is going to occur. So now the thing I need to do is add a layer. We're adding an effects layer here. So I'm going to start it here and fill that completely with black. All right. Now we need to go to the effects stack, and we're going to add a fade effect. So my fade is going to happen now from frame 72 to frame 96. So I select that and hit apply. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is change this fade layer. Let's go ahead and label that. I'm going to change this from color blend mode to erase blend mode. You'll see why in just a moment. Now let's go up to this top scene, the topmost layers for scene 1. We're going to select all of those and change those to behind blend mode. Now here's the only kind of weird thing that happens, counterintuitive thing that happens, is you have to reverse these layers. Once you put them into behind mode, they need to be reversed. So I'm going to take layer A and put it on the bottom, drag layer B, drag layer C. So now it looks normal because it's in behind blend mode and I've reversed the layers. The scene looks normal. And now look what has happened with that erase layer in between the two. It makes a perfect cross dissolve. Now the advantage to this is it's non-destructive. You have not baked in the cross dissolve to any of these layers. All the layers remain unaltered, which means that if you want to go back later, let's say you decided, well, the 24 frame cross dissolve is too slow or it's too fast. I want to have a 48 frame cross dissolve. All you have to do is extend your layers to cover the extra frames for the 48 frame cross dissolve, and then re-render your fade layer to be a 48 frame fade instead of 24 frame fade. So you get the same effect, but it's just going to be take longer. But you haven't actually altered any of your original artwork layers, so you can keep making those type of changes as many times as you want, and you won't have a destructive cross dissolve. And the only thing that's changed really is you've taken these two scenes, in this case scene 1 and scene 2, and combined them into a single scene with the cross dissolve linking the two. And that can be very useful when you're creating an animatic and you want to do this kind of thing. I mean, obviously, TVPaint is not considered a video editing software. So, most people would say, I'll just do the animation in TVPaint and then take it into, Premiere or Final Cut or some other editing software to add things like transitions, like cross dissolves, which, that's a perfectly good workflow and it's probably the best way to do it, actually. But some people like to see, a cross dissolve in their animatic that they create in TVPaint. So this is a way to do it. So I just thought I would put this up here so there's a clear explanation of how to do it, because it's a little bit counterintuitive. You wouldn't necessarily think to do it this way, but it works great. So give it a try. Now I want to come back to this to address the issue here with these layers, the top layer or scene 1 layer, where I had to reverse the order of the layers to make them show up correctly when I put them in behind blend mode to accomplish this cross dissolve. So here's the interesting thing. In TVPaint 12, which I'm using here, the method that I'm showing here works for TVPaint 11 as well as TVPaint, well, it probably works in TVPaint 10 or 9, going back to, but yeah, TVPaint 11, this is the same way you would do it. In TVPaint 12, we now have folders. So this is a little different in TVPaint 12. For TVPaint 12, I would just keep these layers in the original order, which is going from top to bottom. But instead of having the layers in behind blend mode, I would leave those as normal color blend modes. And then what I would do is actually put all of these into a folder. So I select all the layers, and then I say put layers in folder. And now I'm going to label that folder as scene 1. And right now, the default blend mode for folders is transparent, but now watch, I'm going to change that to behind, and now I get my same cross dissolve effect. And I did not have to alter the order of the layers. They still run in normal order from A to B to C to D, from top to bottom. So in TVPaint 12, that's a clear improvement in that you don't have to do the counterintuitive thing where you have to reverse the layers order when you want to do this cross dissolve. So that works great. That's a really good thing. By putting the layer in behind mode, it makes all of these layers that are inside of the folder do what you want it to do. Now, unfortunately, there's a rendering problem, a bug in TVPaint 12 at the current moment. I think they are aware of this and are going to fix it. So if you're watching this video sometime in the future, this is probably fixed. So I, hesitate to even mention it, but if you're watching this video right now, at the end of June 2024, you may find, oh, wait, why doesn't it show up? Because when I hit play, watch what happens. It doesn't show up. It just cuts to the next scene. So for some reason, right now, if I scrub through the timeline, you can see the effect. You can see the cross dissolve happen. So I'm just scrubbing right now. And if I go to export, and I'm going to export this to a movie, you can see it. It'll render fine. And you'll see when you render the movie, your cross dissolve will be there. It's no problem. But for some reason, TVPaint 12 will not play it back when I hit playback within TVPaint 12. It just doesn't play it. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm pretty sure that the developers will fix that in the next update. But I just wanted to mention it now in case you try this method where you're actually putting your layers into a folder to do that. And you can do that with the other layers as well for the scene 2. You just select all those and put layers in a folder. Call that scene 2. And then you can clean up your timeline a little bit because you can compact everything in folders, which is very nice. And of course you can color code these if you want to keep everything nicely ordered, and then expand as you need to. But so that's the other way to do it with putting these layers into a folder and putting the folder blend mode into behind blend mode, and you get the same effect.